part 2 of my recent haul video up next on Dave in the Cave. What's up, boys and girls? Thanks for watching part 2 of a recent haul video coming at you. Thanks again for tuning in. If you haven't had a chance to watch part 1, definitely go back and take a peek at some of my indie and DC pulls over the last few weeks. What we're going to go through here, guys, is my Marvel stack for the past 3 weeks as well. Also, we'll work through some of the recent pickups, buys to come into the cave, auction wins, really everything that doesn't fit within the new comic book day haul videos that I usually put out there. So without further ado, let's get into some of the Marvel stack, or I shouldn't say some, I should say all. So as usual, okay, guys, I'm Spidey heavy. So you're gonna see a lot of Spider-Man. You're gonna see a lot of Gwen Stacy too. Definitely got the variant bug on a lot of those covers that ultimately came out, and certainly there's still more that's due to come into the cave, so you'll certainly see those on an additional video. So let's kick things off. So I'm going to start things off here with an Amazing Spider-Man Daily Bugle number 2. So this is actually number 2 of a five book run. Been interesting so far. Let's ultimately see where it goes. Up next, Amazing Spider-Man number 40. So again, I'm a completionist, so you're going to see both covers here. So here is your cover A. Feels like an Amazing Spider-Man 298 cover swipe, which is really interesting. And then this is followed by the variant cover, which is actually a Gwen Stacy variant. So really cool. Ultimately happy to have it. Up next, guys, is your Amazing Spider-Man number 41. Again, both books here. So your cover A, Boomerang Prominent, which is real interesting, followed by your variant cover, which is actually Spider-Woman variant. So this one's actually done by Ryan Brown. Really cool. Old suit for the win on Spider-Woman. Really happy about that. Up next, guys, is actually Black Cat number 10. This one's done by J. Scott Campbell, which is amazing. Sabine Rich on colors, which is always a good thing as well. Certainly they know how to put it together and really put out a great product. So good stuff there. All right, guys. So for the next few books here, you're certainly going to see your fair share of Gwen Stacy. So this is actually a good chunk of the variants on number 1. Again, I do have some other ones that are coming into the cave. They were store exclusive, so more to come on those. But to get us started, so we have Gwen Stacy number 1. So your trade dress version, your cover A by Adam Hughes. Love this one. And I love the cover so much. I actually went and bought the store exclusive Virgin variant. So this is gorgeous, and it was so nice that I bought it twice. So love this one. Again, given everything going on with the coronavirus, who knows when and if I'll see Adam on the con circuit again. But geez, this thing is just begging for a remark or whatever the case may be. So again, that's actually why I bought 2 of them. They were $10 each, so why the heck not? So really happy to have that. Up next, again, another Gwen Stacy #1. This one's done by J. Scott Campbell. Very, very nice. Also picked up the jscottcom.com exclusives of Gwen Stacy #1 over this past weekend. So really excited for those to ultimately come in. Up next, we have the Gwen Stacy #1. I believe this was actually either the 1 in 10 or the 1 in 25 ratio variant. Either way, very, very nice. Has that pinup vibe, which is really interesting, and I'm ultimately happy to add it to the collection. So next one, guys, we actually have 2 Gwen Stacy #1s left. So this one is actually probably my favorite of the bunch. I actually was seriously considering the 1 in 200 virgin variant of this. Again, I didn't necessarily feel like spending $400 on it, but no, really dope. Really excited to ultimately add this one into the PC. And closing us out, we have the Many Faces of Gwen. Gwen Stacy #1 variant cover, and this one's actually done by Todd Knock. So super stoked to have it. And my last Gwen book is actually the most recent release. So this is actually Gwen Stacy #2. So Gwen Stacy for President. Adam Hughes on cover art. Again, never a bad thing. So has a Betty and Veronica feel to it. Either way, super stoked to ultimately add it into the collection. So there you go, guys. That's the Marvel stack. Let's get into some of the recent buys and recent pickups. So these next 2 books were actually picked up by my fellow 3 Men in a Basement brother, and certainly my local comic hunting buddy, Nemesis Prime. He actually picked this Spider-Gwen #3 variant edition up for me. This one's actually done by Yasmin Petrie, I believe. So super stoked to have this and ultimately add it into the Spider-Gwen collection. And this next one was actually a pickup from an indie artist that he actually got a bunch of comics from. So it's actually titled Yule's Vision. I believe this is actually the first issue of the series. Yes, it is. And almost really interesting. I actually haven't gotten a chance to read it yet. Have heard good things about it. So definitely will be sitting down with this sometime soon. But I think this was actually a Kickstarter funded project, which is awesome. So knowing that, again, the book's in my hand, knowing that it was officially backed is super cool. So all right, guys, so those are the recent pickups to come into the cave. This next batch, so this entire stack right here, was actually a auction win from the NY Warriors auction probably a couple weeks back, and it was actually, this whole stack was actually of die books. So Stephanie Hans and her image-backed story, again, it was pretty much, I think it's 11 books total, and it was variants. It was 2nd, 3rd, 4th printings of pretty much the die series 1 through 8. So I'll take you through them. This way you can certainly see them. I actually have the first 2 trades that I'm actually reading through now. Story is amazing. I can't recommend it enough. Again, my buddy Justin, turned me onto it, and it's been a really cool read. So up first, guys, so die #1, your cover A. Awesome stuff. And then you have, again, another die #1. I believe this is a variant cover. Super stoked to have it. And then another die number 1. This is actually the 5th printing. So again, it gives you a brief snapshot into, how good this story is. I mean, 5th printing. Jeez, that's crazy. But die number 2. Awesome. I actually have to rebag because that bag is terrible. So sorry about that, guys. Die number 2 variant cover. Really cool. And then die number 2, your 3rd printing. Awesome stuff. And then you have die number 3, white cover. Really cool. And then another die number 3. This is a variant cover. This one's actually done by Jen Bartel. So really, really cool. Interesting. Hopefully my eye never catches on fire like that. Die number 4. Die number 5. Followed by another die number 5. This is actually the 2nd printing. 2nd printing, different cover. So that's super interesting. Up next, we have die number 6. And then die number 7. Followed by the variant of die number 7. Really cool. And then closing us out, die number 8, which is equally as cool. So, all right, guys. So you actually saw me pick up die number 9 on my most recent pickup video. So I'm actually only missing 2 current issues. So I need number 10 and I need number 11. And then I'm fully up to date. So, I'm good on. I'm almost good on issues. I'm actually just getting into the 2nd trade right now, so I'm really excited to see where the story goes. But hey, my last book to show off, guys, again, it was a recent auction win, recent as this past weekend on the Lords of the Long Box channel. Certainly they do their Friday night auction, probably, I don't know, every quarter. That's probably the best way to really talk about it. But when they do it, they bring fire. And this next book is actually, a good definition of that. Was actually an upgrade for me. So I had this book in a 2.0. It is the first appearance. I've actually now upgraded to a 6.0 and sold my 2.0, which is awesome. And that book is a Hawkman number 4, your first appearance of Zatanna. Really, really stoked to ultimately add this, not add this, certainly upgrade this, and really add it into the collection. Certainly have to find a great spot to display this book now. But no, really happy to ultimately add it back into the PC at the higher grade. And, we'll just hold on to that. And, hey, hopefully she pops up in a movie or an animated series or a TV show or whatever the case may be. But no, hey, thanks, guys. That's the end of part 2 of a 2-video series. Really happy that I could show all this stuff off for you. Definitely like, comment, sub up. If you want to see something specific, if you want me to walk through something, again, I'm more than open to suggestions. And really just want to be able to provide what you guys are looking for at the end of the day. So keep it locked here. Keep it locked on the 3 Men in a Basement channel. Again, always looking to push content out on a pretty regular basis. But thanks again for watching. This is officially your boy Dave in the Cave signing out. Peace.